I guess this thing is live. Hello, good evening. Welcome. It's day, let me just double check. I'm gonna have to really get a system down for knowing what day of the year it is. All right, it's day 9. Give me just a minute. Day 9, the road to 365. Hey, Jimmy Jack Bear. It's almost like Jimmy Crack Corn. Day 9, road to 365. 66,795 push-ups this year. 9 today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sure that somebody is going to be really extra autistic in time and notice that I do slow down as time goes on. It's all good though. It's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Well, good evening. I've got a little elliptical. Not exactly a gravy machine by any means, but it's what I have. I did an hour on that thing. I don't know, guys. So it was like 12 degrees yesterday, and it was 52 today, and it's going to be 27 tomorrow. I have no idea. All right, so milk and flour this evening. I'm going to be searching for some stuff and taking notes. Taking notes. All right. So I need me some history buffs. Ah, good stuff, Jimmy Jack Bear. We're looking at the decade of 1950 to 1959, not a moment later than 1959. So my goal tonight is to get a decent list of technological and otherwise influential developments, societal developments and or technological developments from 1950 to 1959. In reverse order from 59 to 50. So, boom, 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 boom. Whoops, boom. So I've got 4 websites pulled up. See if okay, good. This will give me a good list. Let me go ahead and do some screen sharing. Is there stupid advertisements on this page? No? Okay, we're fine. All right, so optical fiber. That's That's pretty fascinating and obviously extremely important. I have a feeling um, I don't understand why it says 1954, but then it also says 1956. So I kind of want to go with the earlier date for the purpose of what I'm wanting to do. But let's see, optical fiber. I saw that you had a couple of Jimmy Jack Bear. I saw that you had a couple of things. Give me just a moment. Let me make this thing smaller so I can see the chat at the same time. All right, so we got optical fiber in 1954. We've got 1956. The video cassette recorder was invented in 1956. Vision electronic recording apparatus, Vera, trialed by BBC, is the first VCR. However, the model introduced by Ampex overrode the Vera and it became the most popular VCR. Oh, okay. So there was one before the VCR, but this one blew it out of the water. Unaffordable for ordinary people. Only television networks used it. Okay, so this was 1956. Excellent. That's a big one. VCR. Okay. Add that to the list. Let me look at your yeah, the Jaguar MK9 1959. I'll put that on my list. If it's significant to you, I can include that. It's fine. It doesn't mean much to me, but that's okay. That's why I asked. I'm going to assume that you are not the only person that treasures. I mean, as far as I understand it, the 1950s Jaguars and the 1960s ones, maybe the 70s too, but 50s and 60s were some of the most beautiful ones they made. Um, so yeah, that's great. All right. Notes on this somewhere, but the biggest event in the 50s is the Korean War. That's a good political event. Thank you. All wars usher in new technologies. One could argue, it's very interesting you say that because one could argue that wars are used in order to usher in new technologies, in that somebody's working on something and they know the only way they're going to get funding is to start a war to make their thing happen, and depending on whether or not they have the connections necessary in order to poke and prod and make that war happen will result. I mean, hypothetically, that could be a thing. I'm not saying that that's how things work. I'm just saying hypothetically it could be some of the time. I don't really know technology history per se, just regular history. I got you. 1950, Diners Club is first credit card by 1959 over. Oh, Diners Club is the first. Was Diners Club the first credit card? Because that would be. Oh, I didn't realize $50,000 for the VCR. $50,000. $50,000. Wow. Okay, if it doesn't have a year, I'm not going to include it. Oral contraceptive. Why would this not include a year? If anybody wants to collab with me on this, this is actually part of a really big project that I'm doing, um, along with some other bears. So if anybody, it's just it's just a gravy project, guys. It's voluntary. Just don't worry if you're not interested. This is a very side project. Okay, but if anybody knows the year of the oral contraceptive, the first year, that certain people that wore a certain sized hat made the oral contraceptive. Um, I mean, according to this, it was a guy named Pincus and Chang. Minchu Chang. Minchu Chang. Min Chu Change. I don't know. Just playing around here. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, Diners Club introduced in 1950. Great. We will add 1950 to the list. Credit card Diners Club. Excellent. I write my notes in Notepad++, so if I use certain symbols, it starts changing colors because it thinks I'm writing code. I love Notepad++. It's a great program. All right, the barcode. Interesting, interesting. Use ultraviolet ink and Morse code. Oh, that earlier prototypes of the barcode used ultraviolet ink and Morse code. Yeah, wow, interesting. Where's that? Where's the sixes? Oh, come on now. Come on now. I'm just kidding. All right, but seriously, what year? Invested in a barcode scanner reads the code. Joseph Woodland invented it in 1952. Okay. In 1966, they were bought in commercial use. However, it was only until the 80s that barcodes were commercially successful. So, um, this is worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning. Barcode invented, not popularized until the 80s. So, yeah, napalm in the 40s. Okay. Saran wrap. Thank you, American woman. Thank you. I'll include that in my list here. 1953. Saran wrap. Excellent, excellent. Birth control should be 1960 IIRC. I don't know what IIRC stands for. I'm not familiar with that acronym, I don't think. Black box flight recorder 1939. Oh, maybe that's. No, I don't know what that. It wouldn't stand for. Yeah, I'm not seeing a 50s. I'm looking for 1950s only. So power steering. Uh, however, it came into everyday use in the 50s. Okay, great. We can do that. But it's a little bit more generic, but that's okay. We can do that. 1950s in general, power steering. It's good. It's good. I like it. Possibly true with regard to university research at Harvard. Make the argument, but it would be hard to support with evidence. Yeah, and probably not a lot of evidence supports that little theory about somebody forcing wars to fund their technology. It's not that I wouldn't say that it would be hard to find the evidence. We'll put it that way. I don't really know technology. Okay, yeah. If I remember correctly, IIRC. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay, moving on. Musical synthesizer. Okay. Okay, by RCA, Radio Corporation of America. 1951 and 1952 was much different than synthesizers now, but the major difference being the fact that the earliest model did not produce sounds in real time. Oh, it was more as a composition machine. The 1957 was largely used by many famous composers. Okay, synthesizer. Okay, okay. Um, dude, no, I was about to say, how could this be the 50s? Photovoltaic cell. Um, yeah, back in 1839, the first practical modern, because they were talking about solar powered cars in like the late 1800s. Um, electric cars. Maybe it was electric cars, which is maybe different than solar powered. Anyway, we'll move on. Did not come into existence well over 100 years after. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is not specific enough. Teflon, 1938. Um, again, not specific enough. Tetracycline. Okay, again, that's not helpful. Um, Mr. Give me years. Don't just give me. Okay, Barbie doll, 1959. 1959, Barbie doll. We'll go with that. Car seat belts were introduced in the 1950s. That's also good for this list. Seat belts, but we'll see if we can narrow down a year. I'm sure I pulled up 4 different websites. We'll see. 1955 polio vaccine. Excellent. That's good stuff. Vaccine. Dankeschön. 1956, the ultrasound. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. 1950, Margaret Sanger gave 150,000 research grant for birth control, but it wasn't FDA approved until 1960. Okay. I see. Yeah, what a sicko. What a sicko. Um, McDonald's started in the 1950s. Hula hoop, pacemaker. Pacemaker would be a big one. That's the microchip. Interesting. The telephone answering machine. That is also interesting. All right. Oh, nicely organized. TimeToast.com. Um, I like this. I might be looking this website up a little bit more. This is good stuff. All right, so we've got first, what is this? Fax machine? I wouldn't be surprised. First copy machine. Okay, 59. Copy machine. 1959. Okay, okay, okay. Um, Also 1959. Now they were obviously even smaller these days, but that was pretty serious. That's pretty serious. 1959. Microchip. Cardiac pacemaker, 1958. Thank you. Yeah, I see it. Well, technically, this they might be off. I mean, 58, 59. I don't know. It's fine. All right, computer modem. Wow, 58 for the modem. What? How was it used? What even did they use the modem for in 58? Integrated circuit, no pictures. If it doesn't have a picture, I don't even know how to understand what it is. You know what I mean? Did it have words? Psh, like I'm gonna read. That's ridiculous. Why would I read? I'm I'm baffled at the laser being the light amplification by the stimulated emission of radiation. What even in the world? The maser did not use visible light. Then, but these guys, they did this thing, and everybody's like, dude, you, what is it? They're like, look at what we did. I mean, look at what we did. Look at it. You're like, nothing's happening. I know, it's because you can't see it. Okay, you invented something that nobody can see. That's fantastic. Yeah, I got the ultrasound. I have 1956 according to that other website um, for the old ultrasound. Is that a different type of ultrasound that was created 2 years later? Um, LMK, bro. Um, all right, laser's pretty cool. 1958. Laser. Then what were they doing in the 30s? Because I thought they had laser guns in some of those 1930s and 40s space movies. I mean, not real laser, obviously, but just conceptually. Um, had to do with waterproof. Okay. Yeah, polio vaccine. I think, yeah, I've got that in here. Thank you. All right, so we got the laser, sat satellite, LOL. LOL. I'm gonna put it on the list though. It's fine. I just don't. I'm not convinced we fully understand what satellites are, and I don't think that they work the way that they say they do. But that's okay. First computer hard disk, 1956. Okay, it's a pretty big list, guys. It's a pretty big list indeed. I'm gonna have a ball putting all this stuff together. For computer hard disk. Um, what? Amazing. The red blue goggle things, 3D vision. 56. Wow. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Most of what we know about hypothermia comes from Nazi doctor experiments. Not surprised. Not surprised. Double helix of DNA discovered by Watson and Crick, 1953. I'll put that on there. That's good. DNA double helix. Interesting. Yeah, you're finding stuff that's not on this list. Solar cell. Did I do photovoltaic? No, I didn't. Solar? Did I not put solar? Oh, I gotta put that in there then. 1954 photovoltaic. Wait, this is saying solar battery, which would be a different thing. So it's the first solar battery, aka photovoltaic cell. Cell refers to it being a battery. I get it. I'm good. I'm good. It's all good. Everything's fine. Polypropylene. Okay. Fascinating. Insulation wire. Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. 54. What you got? 1953 REM sleep. Oh, that's weird. That's a weird one because you know that people 1,000 years ago saw somebody asleep and were like, "Dude, what's going on with your eyes? What's going on with your eyes? What are you doing? Hey, hey!" And they shake them, wake them up. Hey, what was going on? Your eyes were going crazy. I, I don't know. I was having dreams. Dude, your eyes were going insane. I was dreaming. Can I go back to sleep now? You know that happened like 3,000 years ago. Okay. I don't know it happened. I'm just saying it's perfectly reasonable to expect that it was a conversation that somebody had. That's all I'm saying. They knew about dreams. They watched people sleep. It had to have happened. That's all I'm saying. Um, that much of the medical research we saw in the 50s was actually a result of Operation Paperclip. Yes. Good point. Good point. Operation Paperclip for sure would have been involved. Um, yep, sure would. Yep, yep, yep. Anyone with a baby or a dog would know about the eye move. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I had a book, The Nazi Doctor is a good reference book, but disturbing, it would be in there. Ah, gotcha. We got the solar cell, solar battery, solar cell. Wait, oh, cell is different than the battery. It's fine. It's all good. Same year. It's all fine. Transistor radio. I don't know what that means. Was useful because it's pocket sized. Pocket sized radio. Okay. Okay. I could put that one in there. Pocket sized radio. Um, we talked about the black box, the Chevy Corvette. Well, we do have that. We do have the other car. Eh. Passenger jet. Now that's a good one. Want want something? I want some things that are wide sweeping. Passenger jet. Something that affects almost everybody. Um, television, 1951. Not invented in the 1950s, but it became very popular early in the decade. Okay. Was not invented in the 50s. But people didn't have their TVs in their house until the 50s. So, excuse me, I'm going to put TVs in home. TVs in the home, 1951, because it's about experience. It's not about when it was invented, as far as for the purposes um, of what I'm doing. First video recorder, that's fine. We're good. All right, let's check this one out. I'm going to keep that website though. This is a pretty legit website. All right, let's go on sonogram. Yeah, we passenger jet availability shifts cultural changes in terms of demographic shift. Interesting, because people could move more easily. Canoe paddle Kolsch. It's good. Canoe paddle Kolsch. Um, Zenith introduces Lazy Bones tuning. Change all television stations from the comfort of your easy chair handheld device. Plugs into TV. Wow. So it was a wired remote for TVs. Leo Fender. This is not really. Telephone answering machine's pretty good though. I'll include that one. Telephone answering machine. So for context, this list that I'm incorporating into a story that's going to be part of potentially a children's book and or series and or audio series, but hopefully a cartoon someday. I need all of these things to develop the storyline, and that's the context. This is my big secret plan that I've referenced a couple of times. I'm not going to divulge. Technically, I gave one of the details that is that today. Did you all give lemons this stream? Thanks, Homestead Bear. That's some big lemon stuff and viral. I didn't see any comments from you, viral, but hello and welcome and thank you. Why am I not seeing the lemons? That's so weird. I never. Oh, that's because they're not there. That was just old. That's weird. Well, thank you anyway. In case I didn't say it last time, it's fine. Jimmy Jack Bear. Cochlear implants created in 57. Interesting. I didn't know that. First kidney transplant in 54. Okay. I actually like that one. That could be used. Kidney transplant. Cochlear implants. I could use that. Okay. Puerto Ricans to New York called the Great Migration. Interesting. Yeah, they had a community going on up there, didn't they? I wonder what size hats Puerto Ricans wore. I've never really known Puerto Ricans. Well, they do kind of wear like a special, like a fedora. They're more of a fedora wearing people. Heart valve replacements took place in the 50s. Yeah, it's all good. All right, UNIVAC first commercial computer is 1951. Okay, super glue invented. That's a handy super glue invented. I'm not typing the word invented. That's very unnecessary, but that's pretty legit. Hydroglide was what power steering was called. That's funny. Videotape recorder, VTR. Invents the first heart-lung machine. So it's an advanced life support during open heart surgery. Interesting. Still camera gets built-in flash units. Wow, not until 51. That's kind of surprising. Mr. Potato Head in 52. That's iconic. It's not important, but it's iconic. Mr. Potato Head. And I'm looking for iconic things. Barcode, blah, blah, blah. We already dealt with that. Radial tires. It's a little too nuanced. Crick and Watson. Yep. Contact paper debuts. I don't know what contact paper is, but contact paper? Contact paper. It sounds really familiar, like contact. Oh, just use some contact paper. I don't know. That sounds really familiar. I'm gonna eat a piece of chocolate. Maybe it'll help me remember. Okay. Cheap vinyl wallpaper. Oh yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. Context, right? Speaking of poliomyelitis. Well, how about that? The first instant iced tea. Yep. What's her name? America. Um, America Bear, or I can't remember the name. She told me about Saran wrap. Got him. Thank you. TV color broadcasting began in 1953. Okay. 1953 color TV broadcasting. Nice. That's what makes Twilight Zone interesting, because that was like 1959 to 1964 or 1965, I believe. Most people know that they were fully capable of doing color, but they didn't on purpose. And it was a good choice. I love those Twilight Zones. They're great. All right. There was pepper, actual peppercorn in the chocolate. That's what I'm chewing, if you're wondering. First nonstick pan was in 1954. Okay. So we're going to put, I don't think I want to put that in a story. That's not really significant. I mean, some of these things, I'm just making a list. Not all of these things are perfectly significant to history. The solar cell invented by Chaplin, blah blah blah. First kidney transplant, colored kitchen appliance. Oh, wow. 1954 was the first colored kitchen appliances. Okay. Bye bye white. That doesn't sound racist at all. I'm kidding, guys. That's ridiculous. Invented the Flashmatic, which represented the industry's first wireless TV remote. Okay. So it took 4 years from the Lazy Bones invention to, forget this, I need one without a wire. That's that's pretty funny. 4 years. People just couldn't handle the wire. Like, as it was, they used to have to get up to change the channel. And then these rich people were like, give me the Lazy Bones. Stupid wire. Give me a wireless remote. Can you imagine how much that thing cost in 1955? It's probably a week's salary. Okay, not a week's salary, but it's probably a lot. First wireless TV remote. I mean, that's pretty funny stuff, guys. Um, excuse me. $1,300 for microwaves. That microwave in 1955. Obviously, not very many people had them, but I bet those helped people be sterile. Could you imagine a microwave in 1955? It was like, we're never having kids again, and if we are, they're going to have an arm out of their face. Um, yeah, I'm not going there with the Playboy stuff. I'm going to leave that completely out of this, kid friendly, you know. But yeah, thanks for sharing. Scotch guard. Wow. Yeah. I might know how to write, but I don't think I'm that great of a writer to incorporate Scotch guard without it being too contrived. Liquid paper. Whiteout. That's great. Mistake out slash liquid paper. It's kind of cool. Um, mistake out. White out liquid paper. That's kind of cool. Frozen foods. Yeah, 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 yeah. Eggos was 53. Yeah, let's do that. That's a good one. See, that is iconic. Thank you. Um, Eggos is good stuff. Um, I'm just typing Eggos. It's really weird that they're called egg O's because the waffle is kind of O-shaped and it uses eggs and flour, much like this episode is called Milk and Flour. But yeah, waffles. It's just that's weird. It's a weird name if you really think about it. Eggos. Um, Imperial margarine. Ew. 1956. Ugh. But I could make some jokes about some margarine, and yeah, that's good. I'll include margarine. That's good. 1956. Thank you. Hey, 4chan guys, look, 1957. 4chan was was invented. I'm kidding. Fortran computer language, but that is kind of funny to to call Fortran 4chan. That's pretty funny, guys. Antiprotons detected in the atmosphere. I'm calling BS on that. Um, Los Alamos laboratory discovers neutrino, an atomic particle with no electric charge. Yeah, whatever. Um, Double A size alkaline batteries. Nah, Velcro is important though. We'll do Velcro 1957. That's good stuff. I can definitely incorporate some Velcro into the story. Um, so the hula hoop 1958. We'll definitely throw that in there. That's good stuff. And then integrated circuit invented by Jack Kilby. Okay. The pacemaker, and then what is this? Bombardier, blah blah blah. Originally Kirsten, typographic bombardiers, snowmobile. Okay, nobody cares. What is this website? 50sweb.com. Yeah, okay. I guess. Does it change to 60s web? No? I'm just wondering if this website's worth keeping. Eh. Wow, this person's whoever wrote this thinks that the most significant thing about lasers is that it can remove tattoos. I mean, I guess that's sarcasm, but still, thanks. We already have Mr. Potato Head. This person doesn't think that years are necessary, so that's a pretty terrible. It's a pretty bad list. So 11,600. So basically, the cost of a Scion would require you would have to buy a Scion or a microwave. Could you imagine? I mean, you can buy a microwave for $80 at Walmart. Could you imagine if you could buy a Scion for $80? Technically, you can get some used cars for like $1,000. Excuse me. Yeah, no, no, thank you. Um, it's a pretty good list. I've got 38, 38. That's pretty good. So I look at it this way. If I'm going to do an episode on a decade, that episode needs to be, I don't know how long to make an episode. Maybe we could hash this out together. Um, This was a good list. Good old. I'm just kidding about good. Showing Tupac. You know, everybody likes to talk about Tupac, but nobody ever seems to give any credit to one Pac. Wouldn't it be hilarious if there was like this Indian guy named One Pac, like One Pac Shakur? Um, I think that that would be funny, but maybe I'm the only one. Um, okay, so I see that you're probably the only one here right now, Jack, and other people will end up watching this video. They might not get to this point in the video. That doesn't always happen, obviously. But what is my goal? I had a tremendous idea for Play-Doh invented in 55. Play-Doh's some good stuff. I could definitely include Play-Doh. Um, I don't know. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, DOH. Thank you. I was putting the UG, but Play-Doh. Thank you. Um, color forms. I'm not familiar with color forms. Tang. Tang is good. 58. I mean, not good for you, but we'll do the Tang, not the Woo. Not the Wu Tang, just Tang. Okay, so the goal is it's so my idea was an educational textbook originally, but I believe that it could come in many formats. So for instance, Lord of the Rings is an epic novel, but it's also been made into movies and cartoons and alternative audio dramas and so on and so on. Video games, you get it. What I'm wanting to do is make a history that is in an ironic. I don't want to share the secret because I'm not sure about. So if somebody were to take my idea and run with it and faster than I could run with it, which I don't think I could run with it too fast, but if they could take my idea and run with it, and then I don't expect to make really any money off of this necessarily, but let's say it becomes a big thing. It probably won't because so few people care about knowledge. Um, ah, that's not nice. There are people that care about knowledge. Um, no, I know exactly what my plan is, Jimmy. I see the needs analysis and everything, and this doesn't exist. My idea does not exist, and it's creative, and it's I've shared it with a couple of people. Not that that's but anyway, it's a good idea. I don't know what what protection I have if I were to reveal enough for somebody to recreate it and then run past my ability to do what I'm thinking. Um, I'll put it this way: it's ironic in nature, it's uplifting and encouraging in nature, it's exciting and adventuristic in nature, and it makes you want to continue, and you learn the value of inventions and you learn the value of human ingenuity, and you ultimately, more important than any of that, ultimately you learn the value of human utilitarianism. And that is the ultimate goal. While in the process, so I'm not going to tell you the catch, because it's not your fault. I'll tell you privately any day. I just don't want it to be out there, so to speak. I'll tell people that I'll privately talk to. It's fine. But where was I going with that? Um, Not that appeal to kids. Oh yeah, yeah. Just the educational nature. In addition to to being able to demonstrate some of the tangible things in the process, it will be educational for the context of change through time. Um, and like I said, I can't share the catch, but that'll be the yeah. I got the Barbie doll. Thank you. Um, you're too young for color forms, but they were simple fun. I'll look it up. Sounds cool. Um, See, yeah, I'm a like oh, what is that thing called? Um, Obviously the Etch a Sketch, but that was older than me. What's the thing called? The light thing. That's what I grew up with, and I can't even remember what it's called now. Um, the little pegs you put to make the light pictures. The thing was the rave. It's such a simple little toy. Color form. Let me look that up. Color forms. Colorforms.com. They're still getting it. What is this stuff? Wait a second. Oh, the little pictures that you can like. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's like a paper doll thing, but way better because it sticks. I remember those. Of course, I remember those. You. I mean, you know that I'm in my 30s, 34, but yeah, I totally remember. Yeah, 1957, and they have ads on their website here. Light Bright. Oh, Light Bright was 67? Dang. Okay, well, they were still popular in the 80s and 90s. They went in cycles, as many things do. Yeah, vinyl and contact paper. That's cool. Yeah, I got you. These are different advertisements. And it's so cool. They show the old school TV. It's kind of funny. Um, and they show the ad on their TV. I like that.
Here's the magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this video will be brought down. I played 4 seconds. They're already probably gonna. Nope. Nope. Not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed to do that. Do not. I repeat, do not do that. No, this is a really good list. I have to assemble all that information, but that gets me started. I'd probably need more um political events, uh technology in the 50s, public timelines, um politics. Okay. I'm gonna have to search. I thought that this website was pretty legit, and now 1950s. We'll just see what happens. I hate when websites do their search like this. It's all time toast, but all right. Let's see. We'll do this. Major events. Yeah, this is fine. We'll use these. This is good. Um, so I'll need to add these to the list. It's good. It's all good. Everything is fine, as I say. All right. Um, so the invention and advancements of vinyl impacts many consumer items. Yeah, vinyl, polypropylene was on the list. Goodbye, Kolsch. Oh, Stalin dies in 1953. We could do that. Stalin, 1953. Stalin dies. I could definitely throw that in. Um, Sputnik, 1957. Probably already have satellite. Yeah. I'll put Sputnik up here though. Okay. All right. I don't understand why this. That's weird. Um, Alaska. That I mean, that's pretty. To think about my grandfather. He was 30 years old when Alaska became part of America. He's still alive. Uh, he's not doing very well, but he's 90 years old. He just turned 90 in November. But but yeah, just to think that he was 30 years old when Alaska became part of America. That's oh wow. Now that's mm-hmm. As a scientific preserve. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, and Alaska in the same year. Okay. And that's amazing. That wow, the International Antarctic Treaty. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is this another Mandela thing? Wait a second. It's Antarctica. It's Arctica. But what is Antarctic? What is Antarctic without a C? It's not. There isn't. Okay, so whoever wrote this thing just misspelled. I wasn't showing you the screen. I apologize. Stockings. Stockings are what's up. Okay, so somebody just misspelled it. Okay, so that's all that's going on. Good. Sorry, I'll show you the screen again. Right here. All right, we can do that. Boom. Yeah, yeah. I read you. Big Bear has you obsessed with Antarctica. It. So I called him out on that, and then had to call myself out on that. So I was like, "You can take tours. You can take tours to Antarctica. You could go right now." And then I learned more, and I was like, "Oh, allegedly, the only one of the only recorded circumnavigations, and it's a little sketchy at that. Took 104 days to circumnavigate Antarctica. Um, I don't remember what year that was, but um, it's fascinating. It is a little fascinating. I don't know all about it, but racial segregation. Um, Report released. I don't know. Something about cigarette smoking. Cigarettes cause cancer, 1954. Um, Reported to cause cancer. I'm going to use all these things. I should have thought about it more because I'm a history person and knew Hitler was obsessed. That Hitler was obsessed with Antarctica is interesting. If you make that link, there's some fascinating stuff there. Transcontinental and color TV, post-war baby boom. Ah, the baby boom. Yeah, that baby boom. So yeah, definitely got to talk about babies. Korean War, 1950. President Truman approves what? Hydrogen bomb construction. Gotcha. Eh, whatever. Rock and roll, 1951. Not exact date. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay, it's not bad. It wasn't bad. Oh, let's see. Music, historical events. Da, 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 da. I'm not really into sports, but I ought to include something that happened. Some is it that's like let's see, sports and politics. National Football League, NFL, Castro, NBA. Okay. I don't know how to incorporate those as events, but I'll think about it. So I mean, because these sports were played, it's just they were more formalized. The NFL. Well, look, 59 and 52. Oh wait, is it just talking about that the Colts? Okay, so it's just talking about yeah, because I thought it was like the 20s and 30s. You know, it doesn't matter. Um, that's probably 22nd Amendment. Okay, we can throw that in there. Limits the service of the president. Oh, I didn't realize that was not until 1951. Oh, so the maximum is 2 terms, and if you've done 3 years, you can only do another 4. So there's basically no loopholes to get over 8 unless they eradicate the 22nd Amendment. Elvis's first concert was in 54. That's a good one. Thank you. 1954, Elvis first concert where they paid a bunch of young females to scream in front of him. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Did they pay people to do that and create a false hysteria? 51. Yeah, 22nd Amendment, 1951. Boom. Oh, 10 years. So I don't know how that works. Like you could do 1.5 and then get elected 2 times. Okay, gotcha. You can just do just shy of 2 years and then get elected and then get elected again. Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. 7:30:54. Once you know Kerry was there on election night, you know. Wait a second. Oh, that John Kerry was in Antarctica. Yeah, that's really strange. Um, yeah, that's some weird stuff. All right, Jimmy Jack Bear. There's somebody else. See if you can. Who is this other person that's where is this other person? Oh, somebody's on YouTube watching, and then somebody's well, you're on D Live. Is Owen live right now? Is that what's going on? Because this is what usually happens. I was told he was. I checked before I started, but then I bet he's live. No, no, no. It's just everybody else is doing something, I guess. There's nobody. Stephen Ignoramus is streaming, and whoever this Titus. I don't really know this Titus Frost guy. I haven't really watched his videos too much. I've subscribed to him, but that's about it. Stream is postponed till tomorrow, so tonight there seems to be a watch party planned for 9:30. I don't know what time zone that is, but that means that they're just going to play a replay. 9:30 PST, which would be 11:30 my time, so I'm golden. So I don't know what's even happening. What just happened? Oh yeah, we were here. Hoy helicopters, Huey. Um, yeah, so there's going to be a replay tonight, a watch party they call it, at in almost 2.5 hours from now, and then he's going to do a real stream tomorrow, which is great because Friday night is when I stream, and there's a little bit more sarcasm. I just needed a little bit more chocolate. I'm a big fan. I don't want this page. I want this page. Hmm. Said something about Charlie Brown, so that's why I clicked. Oh, Alice in Wonderland? Okay. Hmm. Charlie Brown. Could you imagine if you had the October 2nd, 1950s? Let's look it up. Let's go to eBay. Ah, eBay. What am I typing? Oh. Oh, you're going to see all the things I've been looking for. All right. Well, you've already seen it, but we're going to go to this screen. You saw Beats there, but I already have those. It's just I don't use eBay very often. But you saw a big thing of toilet paper too. Trying to see the cheapest way to get bulk toilet paper. I was not having a lot of success. And then you saw the azimuthal equidistant map that I was looking up. Anyway, what was I looking for? Okay, October. What was the October 2nd, 1950? Peanuts comic. Not. I'm looking for triple digits here. It's not on eBay. It would be wow, Charles Schultz Senior High School Yearbook for $700. Huh, interesting. I would never. Why would you do that? Original 1950 Sunday, October 22nd. Dick Tracy comic strip. Nah. Um, hmm. I imagine it would be in a museum or over at the Pawn Stars pawn shop or something like that, right? It's probably pretty rare. Original October 2nd, 1950 Peanuts comic strip. I wanna do like for sale. Where is it for sale? Not that I could buy it. I'm just curious what it's worth. Priceless. Apparently it would be. Seems to not really exist. Wow. I mean the first one. I mean that would obviously be extremely valuable because yeah, October 2nd, October 3rd. They kept on doing it, like it kept going, but to have the first copy, that'd be pretty cool. I always like Woodstock. All right, let's see here. All right. The building of the Jersey New Jersey Turnpike. Okay. Charlie Chaplin was refused back into the United States. Sounds like a good plan. He was a pretty terrible guy. Um, Hank Williams. What is this? What is this, guys? What is this? The 67th anniversary? Look at this. I mean, is in lieu of obvious current events, the U.S. attempt to overthrow the Iranian government in 1953. Talk about nothing new under the sun. The CIA assists in the overthrow of the government of Iran and retains the Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi to the throne. Retains? You get it. Wow. Wow. Oh, here's a terrible thing. Brown versus the board in which the court ruled the American state laws establishing racial segregation. Not a terrible thing. I got this. I thought this was the establishment of the Department of Education, but this is desegregation. That happened. So I guess that's 1954 desegregation. Guatemala in 54. Gotcha. Desegregation. 1954. I don't know why they don't just call it desegregation, because I guess it has the name of Brown versus Board. Um, okay. Iranian, Elvis Presley. 10-minute demo. Wait, what's CETO? I've heard of NATO, North American. What what's CETO? Atomic Energy Act. Southeast Asia Treaty. Oh, huh. Gotcha. Okay. Um, I Love Lucy. Do I Love Lucy? 1951. I Love Lucy. Let's see what else here. The Organic Act of Guam that redesignated the island of Guam as an unincorporated territory of the U.S. It's kind of weird. The Organic Act. Weird. Controversial claims. Refers to original in this sense. So the original Guam, the act, the original act of Guam, like to return Guam back to a more original. I got you. Something like that, at least. Okay. Um, time capsule. That could be cool. Check that out for a minute. They didn't really develop this one very well. Nice try though. Try this one though. See what this one has. Okay. Got Tournament of the Roses parade. Okay. Yeah, we talked about polio. Wait, what's the deal? Oh, you gotta do. Oh my. Oh. Oh. I just now. I was like trying to do this number. Oh. Well, you can do that actually. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, but you can only go so big. Okay. Okay. I get you. Okay. That's interesting. So this one's big. So whoever did this, they really put some stuff together. Broadway, Brinks robbery, Guam, Korean War, credit card. Internal Security Act. Okay. I like that. Adding that right there. That's a good one. 1950 is the first Patriot Act. Look at that. Internal Security Act. Again, with the nothing new under the sun, guys. See what I mean? You know what I mean. You get it. Okay. Hiroshima. What'd you say? Gave Guam some degree of self. Oh, okay. Puerto Rico becomes a Commonwealth in 1952. Stage like, yeah, it was. Yeah, I agree. All right, McDonald's. There we go. Finally, with the McDonald's. I mean, that's a relevant, iconic 1955 McDonald's. Thank you. I knew we'd get to it eventually. Um, Emmett Till. Gotcha. What's domino theory? Oh, that's funny. What a theory. Disneyland 55. Huh, interesting. Wait a second. Disneyland was before Disney World, wasn't it? I think. It's part of the creation of the other Disney. Yeah. Around the US. You mean the only other one? What is going on with I don't understand. All right. Transatlantic telephone. Oh, okay. Weird. Interested in this one right here. So, required that the inscription got to appear on all paper and coin currency. This was signed into law by President Eisenhower. I wonder if he was a Luciferian. Froze moments, welcome. 1950s McCarthy era, but McCarthy wasn't wrong. Okay. Disney World in 71. Yeah, gotcha. 56. In God we trust. It's weird. I feel like I just heard something. In God we trust. I'm gonna include that. 1956. God we trust on all currency. Warned about the military-industrial complex, so I doubt he's Luciferian. Um, yeah, the only reason I say that is because, for all intents and purposes, the 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 God that people trust in is money and not the creator of the universe. Eisenhower stopped the spread of communism throughout the Middle East and Western Europe. Hmm. Okay. What do you know? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Um, it's funny because I picture him being the one with the with the two peace signs, not Eisenhower. That's kind of fascinating. What is that? What took this picture? Anybody? Does anybody know what took that picture? Seriously. No. Hi, Iron Argon. Does anybody know what took that picture? Seriously. It's just a question. I do not know. Um, prosecute those not allowing colored people to vote. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so maybe Eisenhower is pretty based. That's what it's looking like, at least. Guns force integration. Oh, 57. Well, let me include that. Um, in the South. Okay. I kind of want a new thing, which I know the list is way longer. Um, National Defense Education Act. funding to United States education institutions at all levels. That's fascinating. I'm gonna include that too. National Defense Education Act. That's fascinating. Very fascinating. Forced education. The affluent society. How about that? Harvard economist. Hmm. Where was it? Buddy Holly. Interesting. It was over here somewhere. What am I looking for? This one. NASA forms in 1958. So Project Paperclip, what's the timeline for Project Paperclip? Because this is saying NASA is 1958. We got a date. Oh, Hawaii was 59. When was Alaska? Wait, so Alaska and Hawaii were both 1959. Okay, fascinating. So Hawaii was before. Okay, I'm gonna put 50th and then 49th. So I have it in here. Okay. Does anybody have a date for Project Paperclip? How dare you talk about Project Paperclip? Who do you think you are? Um, Labor unions, internal affairs, and official relationships with Landrum Griffin Act requires labor unions, internal affairs, and their officials' relationships with employers. Weird. What's this? Adlai E. Stevenson. So interesting. These are all the blue states. West Virginia, Kentucky. Well, that's fascinating for sure. These are all really in 1952 there was a lot going on in Georgia, but for all intents and purposes there was a lot of hicks and I don't know, Monsanto was down here. That's weird, guys. Why did the Democrat that is so weird. All this red. I mean, New York, DC. Well, maybe DC didn't. I don't know the whole thing about DC. But red, red. I mean, California wasn't always a trash hole. This looks really concentrated. Southeast. What was going on with Stevenson and why were these states so blue? Dixiecrats, solid blue in the South, known as Dixiecrats. I'll have to look that up. Thank you, Jimmy Jack Bear. That makes a lot of sense. KKK actually. Um, Fascinating because West Virginia and Kentucky would be very KKK heavy. So would Georgia. Tennessee would be a mix. Obviously, one out for I. That is super fascinating. Hi, Jeremy. Um, so tonight is just homework. It's a big project of mine. So I am accumulating. Let me see if this will probably not. And it'll go up. There we go. So I'm like, oh, you can't see all of that. It's fine. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Um, I'm accumulating a big list of inventions and political events and all that kind of stuff of the 1950s, the 1940s, and I'm going to keep doing this until as far back as written history goes. I'm not always going to do it by decade, but it's a side project thing. I like to juggle projects. Um, Rural farmers in the southeast. Huh. I also intended for this evening to, as we were looking at history, I was intending for it to go into rabbit holes with fascinating things, and this just happened to be kind of fascinating to me. Tennessee's home. Yeah, I don't know. I could get wrong. KK highest pop ever in Indiana. Huh. Okay. Harrison, Arkansas, which would be this state, I think. It's Arkansas, right? Yeah, Kansas and Arkansas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Literally started in Tennessee. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, guys. And what I also don't know is it still tells me only 2 people are here, but there's clearly a lot more people typing. So I don't know what that's all about either. But anyway, I just thought that this blue concentration was unusual, and it was at least, and even if KKK was super heavy there, think about Illinois as a state. You said Illinois, right? No, Indiana. Sorry. So, um, what's Indiana? This is Ohio, and then Indiana right here. Yeah. So, like, think about Indiana. It would have had big cities, and that's where more people lived in the big cities. And even though, anyway, you get what I'm saying. That probably has something to do with it. Gerrymandering and stuff like that. Um, Northeast Tennessee. I know all about some Northeast. Wait, yeah, I know all about some Northeast Tennessee. The Tri Cities, bro. I know all about that area. Froze moments. All about those Tri Cities because I used to be in Boone and Asheville and Canton, and I went to the movies over at what is it, Elizabethton, Tennessee. I know all about Eastern Tennessee, bro. Um, Desegregation of the military in '48. Strom Thurmond from South Carolina as a result. Presidential. Okay. Per capita still higher in Indiana than Georgia or any other southern. I got you. Okay. Um, I know, but yeah, Johnson City, familiar. It's a hard area to be around. Well, I don't know, guys. We could look at this picture for a while and just speculate. Tested on a small island in the Pacific. Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my list. 1952, Hiroshima bomb test. Well, guys, that's pretty much it as far as the 1950s go. I feel like I've accumulated a pretty large amount. Feel like I've accumulated a pretty large amount here. Boom. All right, what's going on? Factory jobs, living besides, yeah. Every action will have equal opposite reaction in culture as in science. Okay. Account from the guys who experienced the first offland nuclear. The account from the guys who experienced the first offland nuclear test is amazing. I'd like to hear more. I'd like to hear a little bit more about that. All right, so I replied to Freddie. Um, we've been going back and forth in our comments to each other. He made a video. I watched it. Um, like me, he knows how to take his time. That's not a negative comment at all. It's just I recognize that I ramble. And I'm not saying he rambled. He actually did really great, staying on point. Did a whole lot better than me, actually. But anyway, it was about 45 minutes of content related to the conversation, which means there's been a lot that has been addressed, which is fine. Let me see. Pender is going. Uh, some of you know who Steve Pender is. Apparently, he's included 1911 back in his name. He used to be 1911 Steve Penderbear, and then he got banned. It was a long time ago. It was one of the funnier banning. It was the same night that Mr. Goodbear got banned. Was the same night that I'm pretty sure the same night that Steve Pender got banned. Everybody gets banned. Okay, maybe not everybody, but you know. I think it's fascinating um, what they did with Ricky Gervais and why one little thing happens and then they blow him up. They just, he's every trending video on YouTube is Ricky Gervais all of a sudden, all because of some things that he said. That I guess it was really. Oh, oh, this is cool. They're growing a new forest in Iceland in big, big, big greenhouses. That's kind of cool. Tree farms in greenhouses in Iceland. That's nice. Um, I worked at Oak Ridge for 2 years. It's still like that. Okay. Oak Ridge Bear, lots of gravy there on OHR and the possible recruitment of spies there. George Webb exposed it. Interesting. I need to go to my history so I can find. Where in the world? What in the. What in tarnation? Why vey? Oh, it's just a different image than I was expecting. All right, I was going to read my comment and also check and see if he had replied. No, he has not. But seeing as how some of you aren't following the comments, I'm going to go ahead and speak out loud the comment that I left him, just for anybody that might be interested. Ricky Gervais has been consistent about censoring speech over the long run. Not surprised, Jeremy, because he's an espousing um, atheist, atheist agnostic. Yeah, he thinks he's a little clever boy. It's pretty. I saw a video where Stephen Colbert was claiming claiming to be at least a theist and and supposedly a Trinitarian. All right, so $32. Um, this is hilarious. You're gonna think this is hilarious. Um, $32 will get you the camera that I've been using for a while. Just right here, C615. Now this is known as a base level camera. Okay. Um, it does not do 60 FPS to my knowledge. Let's see. Yeah, it's known as a base level. It only does 30 FPS. It is 78 degree. It's a um, mono speaker, but you're getting actually stereo sound because I do my sound for my video with my headphones, which should be perfect, crystal clear here. And I'll actually give you the hello. Okay, so give me just a second. Turn the echo off. All right, so now this is what the camera mic sounds like, just so that you hear what this camera mic sounds like, whatever you're hearing right now. So what you're also hearing potentially is I have a air filter up here to, a lot of you guys probably don't know this, really jack up, but this is what I'm looking at, is insulation, right? So I've got a lot of exposed insulation in here, and yeah. So I had mentioned it when I was here and everything. When I got started, I I was like, I've got to do something about this because I don't want to die spending 9+ hours up here. Um, okay, I'll switch the audio back, and you can then see the difference between the mono speaker, mono microphone, mono microphone, and now you get to hear what this does. I obviously can't hear the difference, but what you now it does say a built-in noise reducing. This has active noise cancellation on 3 levels: none at all, medium, and high, I believe. Okay, so I was on medium, and now I'm on high. So if there was any background noise at all before, you shouldn't hear anything at all. So that's high, but we're not doing a commercial for my Plantronics. Now, I did get an incredible, a stupidly ridiculous, incredible deal on my headset. Um, it's like a $300 headset, and I got it for $68, I believe. So yeah, I'm super happy about that. That was a good deal. But this this here, you got to hear the microphone, and then you see how it handles light, and then I recommend you getting a cord and a USB extension cord, because the cord that comes with it is, I think, 4 feet, maybe 6, but I think it's only 4. So I think it's only 4 foot, maybe only 3 foot, but you probably need an extension. It's beneficial, and you can get those for like $7 or $8. Just get a 8 or 10 foot extension cable for like $8 or $9 on it, and so wind up spending $41. Also, it has a hole on it, um, to so you can actually put this camera on a tripod, if you have a tripod, obviously. What else? So then there's the C920 and the C922. Both, well, the C922 allows 60 FPS at 720. Um, But this C615, this camera that you're watching me in, is 1080p only. It does not have a 720p option, but both the 922 and the 920 do. Um, the issue with the 920 and the 922 is they are about $30 to $60 more expensive, and then the most expensive one, I believe, is $160, and that's the BRIO, the Brio. And this is all Logitech stuff. And why is that important? Is because every other um, camera out there is going to be really iffy, and Logitech has a strong um, software support. So, um, yeah, I was super excited about the headset. Yeah. Um, in regards to, I think I still have my microphone. Um, Shoot, I just mailed that to you. It just didn't work with my phone, um, Jeremy. But I forget, you were like talking about not having a microphone. I bought the French one, Lazier, or La, La, it's not lapel, but um, I would send you that mic because I don't use it and I don't need it. So just text me and I'll throw it in the mail some, like, one of these days. Um, I'd be happy to. Is of his father the devil? It's plain as day. Yeah, Colbert is a liar. I know what you mean. Um, to point to for censorship. Yeah, he's just a. Yeah, I get you on that. Thanks, Jimmy. Um, Colbert is a mockingbird for the global elite. Sister is a judge. Oh, ties to SC, which is being used to run rat lines in Charleston. I'm not sure what rat lines are. It sounds really deep. Um, Probably one of the most annoying things in regards to audio recording is what I notice in some videos when people are doing voiceovers and they only put the sound in a left ear. So like if you're watching a video on your phone and you rotate it and you have an iPhone or something like that, it'll play left right stereo sound. And if they didn't do it right, it'll play in your on the left only or on the right only, and it sounds really crazy. And it sounds even crazier if you have headphones in. Um, so that's probably the biggest thing about, but that has more to do, I think, with how things get edited. Um, I did fix, yeah, just making sure. Um, I don't know much about that because I just live stream and try to make that work for myself as much as possible. I agree about Sir Satan. I have no doubt about it. He even gets a snake-like look. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some strange stuff goes on in Charleston. Just walk through the ancient streets. They are ancient streets. It's preserved down old parts, sidewalks, cobblestone. You feel it. Yeah. Or is this some mud flood conversation going on? Talking about how ancient Charleston is. Um, let's see here. I had a feeling that mud floods would be brought up tonight. I don't know why that is. It's troublesome in Charleston. It's not neck neck and scum like Haley and Graham. I don't even know who that. You're not talking about Nikki Haley, are you? And Lindsey Graham? Lindsey Graham's not in Charleston, is he? I used to serve. He's in Columbia. If you're talking about Lindsey Graham, I used to serve him coffee all the time. Some of you guys. Oh, you're good with your lavalier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly it. I have one. It was like it wasn't expensive at all, but I'd still happily send it to you. Um, oh, you have plenty. Okay, I got you. You don't need it. Um, Nikki Haley. I was under the impression Nikki Haley was a Christian, but public eye claiming to be a Christian, you're not allowed to be a Christian and on TV. I'm kidding, guys. Kidding. But everybody's a suspect. But as far as Lindsey Graham goes, I don't know. I don't know about Nikki Haley's a fake. Maybe she is. Like I said, I don't know. Lindsey Graham was the driest biscuits man ever, and ever since Trump has become president, he's lightened up. Maybe it's because he's really excited about the fact that um oh gosh, I'm gonna forget this stupid guy's name. Um, Saint Germain. Maybe Lindsey Graham's super excited that Saint Germain is president again. And notice how I said again. Um, how dare you? How dare you talk about Saint Germain like that? The guy's a legend. No, he's a little more than a legend, but you know, trafficking. Oh, okay, gotcha. To traffic uranium? What in the world? Or yeah, I can. It's funny because trafficking uranium actually seems more insane to me than all the other things. But I guess anything is possible. Deluge. Learn about rat lines. Ugh. Jimmy Jack Bear. So you know about the rat lines, but you don't know about the mud floods. It's all good. There's always something new to learn. Um, yeah, I don't follow the Lindsey Graham is a chameleon. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. A lot of old giant Tartarian grand buildings and structures got demolished in the 1960s and 70s. Interesting. Yeah, I wondered why the original um, what's it called? The World's Fair, the 19 what was it? 1916, 1912, the original World's Fair. Why all of it got demolished? Owen was talking about that one. I'm pretty sure. It's pretty crazy that they would just demolish all of that. If you haven't heard me, if you haven't heard me mention it before, I am directly above my children's bedroom. Columbia and Charleston. Thank you, Jimmy Jack. Um, I used to live in South Carolina. I used to live in Columbia. I'm not in South Carolina anymore. I'm now in Iowa. I moved from South Carolina to North Carolina. Then I moved from here. I'll tell you all the cities. It's just for kicks and giggles. So I lived in Columbia. I moved to Asheville, North Carolina. I moved from Asheville, North Carolina to Rutherford. Well, technically Union Mills, North Carolina, but it was near Rutherfordton, North Carolina. Then I moved from Rutherfordton, North Carolina to Barium Springs, North Carolina, aka near Statesville, but not exactly Statesville, closer to Troutman, um, just north of Charlotte. Then I moved from Barium Springs to Boone, North Carolina. Then I moved from Boone, North Carolina to Canton, North Carolina. Then I moved from Canton, North Carolina to Washington, D.C., the capital. Then I moved from Washington, D.C. to Pensacola, Florida. And then I moved from Pensacola, Florida to the middle of nowhere, central Iowa. Um, and all of that took place in 10 years. Yeah. Yeah. My, my son is 3.75 years old. and he was born in Boone. So he lived in Boone, DC, Pensacola. I'm sorry, Boone, Canton, DC, Pensacola, and now Iowa. So he's lived in four, well, three states and a district, and he's not even four yet. I started streaming when I was living in Pensacola, but yeah, that's it. Technically, this YouTube channel of mine dates back to all the way from when I was in Boone. If you look up my oldest video, the Sanctorum Electus video, but nobody's looked that up really. You wanted to you wanted to create a place for refugees? How dare you? How dare you think about refugees? You know that's a complete psyop anyway, don't you? Care about people that are actually in real need, and determining the difference between those that are fake and those that are in real need is obviously like trying to strain, or it's like trying to sift glass, barbed wire, um, barbs, which is barbed wire, and maybe like fragments of cardboard. I don't know, in your hands. That's not a good. That wasn't a good metaphor at all. It was terrible, terrible metaphor creation. Um, I hear what you're saying, Jimmy, about the uranium thing. I read that. Um, Vaguely familiar with Savannah. I've only been to Savannah a couple of times years ago, back when Paula Deen was still at her restaurant. I got to meet her and give her a little side hug and all that good stuff, but it was a really long time ago. It's right when she was getting popular. We waited for 4 hours at that stupid restaurant, and I was like, I don't even really care about southern cooking like that anyway. It was good, but I've had better. Bundy Ranch was suddenly under siege. Uranium under their land. Interesting. Um, in see a veil of humility between two mountains of conceit. Historical saying. That's interesting. Hmm. Military. No, I'm not military. Um, but I incidentally wind up making a lot of military friends, probably because we get each other, um, for a couple of different reasons. I've always wondered why I get along with people that technically are quite different than me. People like that own a lot of guns and shoot them. People that are in the military. Um, People that are financially successful. I actually don't know very many people that I do and I don't. I'm a little bit of a outlier statistically. I've done a lot of self evaluation, and I can't seem to find anybody that is quite as transient and gypsy like as myself. And I have no gypsy heritage that I know of. Like, and I know a lot about my lineage. And anyway, I went to Iowa once, had anxiety without the mountains. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm not anxious out here, but I am like, everything is so flat. There he goes again, talking about something that's there he goes again with the flat talk. No, it's really flat out here, guys. Everybody knows that. Evangelical voting by Nikon. I'm guessing Nikon is neocon, but I get it. is in Aiken, not Savannah. Aiken. I'm familiar with Aiken. Aiken, South Carolina. Yeah, yeah. Paula Deen is from Albany. Gotcha. Um, what in the world? I have a Twitch comment for the first time ever, and it's a random solicitation. So I guess everybody else sees that too. What do you know about that? My first Twitch comment happens to be some random. Um, and that's hilarious though. Baluk Balak Umar Jayaraman thinks that he's going to convince me to buy followers as he sits on Twitch looking at my channel with no other viewers, no other comments. At least it isn't a pic. Noise. Noise. That's pretty funny. uh, Flat open spaces are not for me. Give me trees and hills. Yeah, I want to be in the mountains or near. Yeah, neocon. Gotcha. Sent my ancestry DNA. Ooh. Ugh. Just do your own research, dude. But I guess it's too late. You'll be all right. It's fine. It if they make clones of you and all that crazy stuff, then it's fine. It's not a big deal. It, it's all good. It's okay. Um, what are we even talking about? Let's go to followonbot.com and buy my um fame, right? You guys want to help me out? Do that? No, I'm just kidding. Um, it pays people to take it. It's fine. It's okay. Froze moments. It's gonna be okay. We will pray for you, Froze. We will. Everybody's gonna pray for you. It's okay. I just here. Let me tell you about this. Look up Family Search. I think it's .org. FamilySearch.org. Okay. Literally the greatest thing. Speaking of Freddie, the greatest thing that Mormons ever did was develop one of the one, not one of the best ancestry website. Forget ancestry, all that .com and all that nonsense. FamilySearch.org is tremendously excellent. It's very well done. Nobody's done a better job. Those guys, if there's one thing that they can do, it's ancestry. So kudos for that. Um, they get a lot of other things wrong. And on that topic, here's my comment. Um, I couldn't understand what Freddie had said at the beginning of the video, but you can check out Freddie C's channel. He's on YouTube, and he mentions my name in the title of his video. It's number 36. Shout out to Gospel Bear. Um, and for those of you that are understand the Bible, um, then watch his video, and this comment might make more sense too. Um, Here's what I say. One of the fundamental differences that I am noticing is the LDS, the Latter-day Saints, are obfuscating the language of what it means to be human versus other created beings. Angels are not just humans without a body. They are a separate created thing altogether. This is my comment to him, just so you guys, in case you didn't catch that. Humans aren't spirits waiting for a body. That's not found anywhere in the scripture. They think that there's like this massive pool of spirits that are just waiting to be uh, ripped of their knowledge and then put into a baby. Uh, it's a story. It's not in the Bible. But anyway, we'll continue. You guys already know that. Most of these doctrinal beliefs that Mormons have seemed to, I don't know how to write sometimes, that Mormons have seemed to have been developed from silence. I really jacked that sentence up. It's fine. Rather than to be taken from scripture, these are speculations that have become the basis for the LDS faith. The purpose as you discuss it for humans is not found in Scripture, quite the opposite. What does the Bible say we're created for? For ourselves or for God? And I'll ask you guys. Um, what does the Bible say we humans were created for? I realize that most of the time. If I do this, then you'll end up seeing this nonsense on the ground. So I just I just hate how I'm usually cutting my face off. It's but then I like to put my leg. I don't know. It's fine. I should just do that. Be a little bit better. Whoa, of course I just do that. It's all fine and dandy. What is that? Is that good? Is that better? Total noob. Total noob. What if I do that? All right, cool. We'll do that. Um, yeah, we're good. It's better. I know the chat. My layout is just a mess. I'm still figuring things out, guys. I'm like an old man. I've mentioned this before. What? All right, let me look at the chat real quick, and then I'll move on to my comment. Um, Post-death baptisms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks for it. No, they did a great job with that website. I'm not even kidding. Oh, great. What the crap? Did you guys see that there's a bat in here? Dude, are you kidding me? It gets 52 degrees today. Where did you just go? In a jacket? You climb in my what? I'm gonna get you. Oh, so you're climbing up to a higher point so you can fly again? That's how it's gonna be? All right, so I'm gonna go see if I can handle this bat and and not lose his location. he talking. Yeah, I got him. Tell you what, guys. That's an interesting theory, pros. Um, man, like, how you gonna just get up to 52 degrees today and then bats start making their way back in the house again? Like, where have you been, bro? And what have you been eating? It's been like nothing degrees outside for all this time. This thing gonna fly right up in my face as I try to close the lid. Okay, we're gonna do this strategically. I'm good. I got it. We got a bat in a box. I'm gonna be called Batman. You're not gonna talk to me anymore? Hello? Hello? Chirp chirp. Well, at least you got to hear it for a little bit. You hear that? He's crawling around in there. Talk to us. He's 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 crawling around. I'm not bothered by bats really, but you know, in the middle of a stream, you guys saw it fly, right? I think I caught it on the camera. Probably only a couple of frames, but he's going to town in there. He's like, "Get me out of this box, bro." It's like he knows I got close and he just stops moving. he's he's knocking around. That's some funny stuff. All right, so I got a bat in a box. Ah, it's a perfect box for him, really. It just so happened, back to my commercial, this bat catching has been brought to you by Voyager 8200 UC Plantronics. Look it up. It might even be more than $300. I got a really good deal. I'm gonna keep on talking about it. All right. Let's see. That bat making noise in that box is gonna be creeping me out. I'm telling you what. Um, seriously. I'm not going to be able to concentrate at all, guys. Um, don't they all bet? I thought somebody said, don't they already have everybody's DNA? That's a Bon Bon Bear is a good point. For the most part, they do. Jimmy Jack says the space Jesus thing. Yeah, they basically believe that Jesus was a spirit. It's an expansion of semantical expansion upon the fact that Jesus always existed, and then he got a body. But it ain't like that, bro. It's just, anyway. It's I can understand where they got the idea. If you if you get out of that thing, that's gonna mess my day up really bad. I've got you closed in there. There's no reason for you to get out. But you get through some tight spots, obviously. You got into this house. Man, where he was on that wall, guys, it was the creepiest looking thing because I didn't know if he was dead or alive, if there was more than one. There's a little bat home over there. It was really creepy. Man, that messed me up. All right. Yeah, Freddie is a friend. Um, and he's been hanging out with us for a year now. So, um, I'm not here for any other purpose in regards to talk to and or about him except to bring forth the truth, guys. Um, which he has given me all reason and indication to believe that he cares about the truth, and that he is willing to listen to the Holy Spirit, who we will pray speaks to him. It's a pretty big bat, guys. Thing was all right. So then Froze Moments brought up this Bigfoot, UFOs. Um, I'll break down each one of those. Aliens. He didn't mention aliens, but it goes hand in hand with UFOs and the flat or round Earth trails that God lets the devil use to keep us from concentrating on our spiritual gifts. Is there, first of all, is there a neglect um, of our focusing on spiritual gifts? And I would say, in a lot of ways, yes, there are. Most of the people out there don't even know um, what their spiritual gifts are. It's just not tight enough for my liking. Just, I really don't want this bat to like slip through the tiniest little crack and be like, I'm out. Um, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Not that he's my enemy, guys. It's just a bat, but you know, once they start flying, guys, the fact that he landed is the only reason I caught him because I'll tell you what, they are really hard to catch. I mean, you could just hit them, but the tennis racket, but even that's really tough. I'm not trying to have PETA knocking down my door and pour a bucket of red paint down my throat, send me to the morgue. That's really gruesome. Yeah, well, have you ever seen the way PETA acts when somebody does something against an animal? They will kill 500 million people in order to save one animal. And that I'm not wearing it today, but that's why I got the Save the Baby Humans shirt with the panda. Anyway, back to this. Um, so again, what were humans created for? Why did God make us? Um, the indication, the full indication that I get from Mormonism is that humans are made, and rather humans exist in Mormonism in order to become one with God, and this pantheistic, um, polytheistic and pantheistic concept that we are seeking this elevation. being elevated to this higher place, um, so on and so on, which the Bible clearly states why we were created, what we were created for. I'll move on with my comment. How could one possibly not distinguish between creator and creation? And this has always been my point, guys. Anybody that's been watching me for, any measurable amount of time should have heard me say this, but I'm going to try and be a little bit more clear with these things, as clear as possible. But there is a massive difference between creator and creation, definitively so, like the definition. Definitive and definition are two completely different words. Chill out. They are they are not different in proximity nearly as much, although they are. There's no good analogy I have. I can't think of a good analogy for the difference between creator and creation. No, but I think a couple of other people have mentioned that video, "The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction." Um, if that bat actually squeezes out of some crack, guys, I'm telling you what, he's going to lose his life. I'm just warning you now. So don't do it. You hear me? God knows my heart. He can talk to you, unless he wants you dead. I mean, there's always that chance. Um, Calm down if anybody's out there hyperventilating. It's fine. No animals have been harmed yet. All right, so here I go. These are clearly two different things, and it moves in one direction only. This has to be the most important of all. And I believe that this is truly where Mormonism breaks down completely. And that is the perpetual machine of things going from spirit to flesh and back to spirit, and so on. So I misspelled. And so on is what I meant to say, but I said so one. Two typos. Yeehaw. And God to man and back to God and back again is indicated. Uh, Creator, the uncaused, the preeminent, the unmade, the beginning, the one above all things. It is in the nature of the definition of the word God. His title requires this to be so. Otherwise, something else would be God. Now, this is in reference to the ontological argument, of which obviously certain philosophers adhered to, Descartes being one of them, whereas others, like Immanuel Kant, some people put a U instead of a in his name because of his perspectives. But that being said, he was an opponent of, and he did not agree with. And I read Immanuel Kant's reasoning for why he didn't agree with the ontological argument, and it's complete solipsistic nonsense. But we'll move on because that's really all you can. Okay, so there's probably another, but these things usually boil down to the ontological argument or solipsism, whereas there has to be, by definition, God, something that is above all things. A little bit more complicated than that, but that's the gist. Otherwise, there's practically nothing. The solipsism situation, where reality is just a figment of your imagination. Um, and yeah, that's also a oversimplification of solipsism. But if you're interested, you already know, or you will look it up, and then you'll be like, "Oh, he got this wrong. He got this so wrong." Um, okay. God, his title requires this to be so, otherwise something else would be God. Think about it, guys. Whoever is the one above all things, that no other thing came into being anywhere at any time except through him. This puts creator at the beginning only conceptually. So, however, because he is without beginning, because that also would mean that something else caused him. There's a reason why I say this, because the concept within Mormonism that has been communicated to me and that I've researched is that this is one of infinite iterations of reality, and our existence is merely just one of many, um, again, iterations. It's kind of like multiverse in a lot of ways, whereas the God we should worship is the one that made this world, but he's just one of many, like, infinite regressions of other gods creating other worlds, just like we'll become to create other worlds. And that's the gist of Mormonism. And you have to ask the question, if that is the case, who's on top? Who is the starter? And I suppose, and I could be wrong, but I suppose that a Mormon would say it's not relevant. Only what pertains to our world and our life is what's relevant. What or who started all things? Who is the one in charge of the fabric, the makeup of all things, of all time, of all existence, of all worlds, of all dimensions, again, of all things? That's God. And that's the one of the Bible. It's the one we worship. Any other story is just that, and not a very good story. All right, so this puts the creator at the beginning only conceptually so, however, because he is without beginning, because that also would mean that something else caused him. Please just think about this. It's simple logic. If God was akin to man, as the Mormons believe, and also if man could be the reciprocal of whatever that even means, that violates the logical separation between creator and creation. And the basis for establishing the godness of God, it clearly separates him from created things. Once one changes the definition of God, as Mormonism does, literally anything else can follow. You can justify and or accomplish any conclusion. However, if God is creator and nothing exists ever now or ever future or ever past apart from his doing, you cannot play these kinds of games. When you say Christ as a Mormon, you are communicating upon the premise of a universal nature of beings having a unified and identical nature, possibly summed up in the word spirit. However, there is no basis for this in Scripture, and it defies logic. It goes like this. That's the end of my comment. But it goes like this. He's one of my favorite gravy ladlers. Oh, okay. Truth is stranger than fiction. I'll check him out. Um, It goes like this. Everything can't have created everything. Otherwise, it wouldn't have needed to create everything because everything would have already been there. Also, everything isn't everything. Therefore, everything can't be God because it's just like what Jesus said, a house divided cannot stand. And there is not perfect cohesion, except I guess the Mormons disagree because they think Satan is a brother as opposed to an angel who was a created thing, not a human, not created in the image of God. The biggest difference between um, biggest difference between humans and the devil would be that he was not created in the image of God. That's an important distinction. That means that we're not in the family of, we're not related to in the slightest. Wonder if my wife is home. I have a bat in a box. I caught him. She's going to be proud of me because she's always the one that catches the bats. Because I can be a little heavy-handed, and she wants to protect them. I was going to look something up. Oh yeah, I was going to look this guy up. I'll look this guy up. I'm already on YouTube anyway. The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, 98,000 subscribers, 433 videos. This guy has more videos than me. You serious? Nobody, and I mean nobody has more videos than me. How dare you? How double dog dare you? So I see you did a video on the plumb line. Interesting. I've got a little gravy for you though. So I was sharing this earlier today. Um, I liked the movie, by the way, Stranger Than Fiction. Okay, so check this out. Guess what could never work? It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Is there anybody here, guys? Can we do a roll call? Because this is big. It's pretty big, guys. Excuse me. Let's get a roll call. All right, Bon Bon Bear's here. I guess we can continue then. I was gonna say that no matter who it was, but you're welcome. So this thing is just messing with me because this says two people are here, one and one. It says one on YouTube and one on D Live. I don't think it's correct, but it doesn't matter. I just don't think it's correct. But maybe it is. Maybe Jimmy Jack went on and it's just one and one now. This is gonna blow your mind though. It's good. Good stuff. It's fine. Jeremy, hi. Glad you're here. I'm sure you guys have seen here, I'll pull up a picture. I love object lessons or whatever. Pull up a nice big picture. We'll pull up a whole screen of pictures. It'd be beautiful. Restreamio is a liar. Thank you. Yeah, I hear you. All right. All right. You've seen this tool before. It's known as a level. It's going to blow your mind. by the sheer nature of how a level works. You cannot have a functional curved level. Neither the surface nor the actual spirit level, which is the let's see if I can, this thing. So this cannot be curved, accurate to five, what is this, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 5/10,000ths of an inch. It's pretty nice. It's pretty good. But this thing, okay? Oh well, whatever. You get it. It's fine. I don't want to scroll too much, but you get it. Neither the spirit level piece, the glass piece, nor the level itself would be functional if it was curved. Wow, I like it, Jeremy. That's a good one. It's pretty funny. Um, so I want you to think about that. We'll go back to this big picture. Okay. Wonder if, oh yeah, that did not work very well. Let's see. I was trying to zoom in. Zooming in on a page like this doesn't work very well. Now that being said, this does look kind of bulbous, but that's just refraction. But obviously, because if it was bulbous, it would be not accurate to the to the 5/10,000ths of an inch. Um, but anyway, a curved level is no longer a level, and I just want that to sink in. I just want that to sink in. A curved level is no longer a level. You might have to chew on it for a little while, but it is significant. It is a very significant realization. Take a little while to unpack. Alrighty. Well, on that note, we don't have any comments. I did subscribe to The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, by the way. I'd love to be able to bring a spirit level and a physical gyroscope on a long flight. Well, remember, um, hold on. Is it this way? Yeah, it's this way. So remember, let me try and line my hand up with the camera there. My fingers that aren't very straight. So remember, in order for a plane to fly, it's got to be like that, you know, you know, 3 degrees, nose pointed up 3 degrees, um, which is just so happens to be 3 degrees in relation to the horizon, as opposed to phone gyro. Yeah. Yeah, because you know that the phone gyro has 9.8 math in it, programmed. It's just an interesting thing to note. It is interesting to note. Um, Physical devices to measure things are like analog is pretty special, guys. 1960, you guys start getting some funny stuff right after NASA. I'm just looking at the list for 1960, and it's that's rough. So cochlear implants I put on my list from earlier, but it has that on the 1961 list. What year did I put that? Let's see. 57. Weird. So maybe they were invented, but they didn't go commercial until 4 years later. I don't know. It's fine. I'll double check all my different things. But yeah, I appreciate the help tonight. Um, we'll be working together. Anybody that's interested. Um, and then apart from that, um, I had mentioned this before, but I am going to try and schedule a specific day of the week that is Operation Baby Landlord Day. Any votes? Any day but Friday? Probably wouldn't do it Saturday either. So Sunday through Thursday. Do we have any votes for Operation Baby Landlord Day? I think that bat went back to sleep. He's not making any noise at all. Should I shake him? Don't you dare! Do you really want PETA to come put a gallon of red paint down your throat? Do you really want PETA to make an am I a joke to you? Joke to you? Um, all right. So I'm gonna assume that everybody's gone and that everybody is. Oh, okay. Um, oh, it's okay. If you're new to things, it's all good. Operation Baby Landlord is a technique and a systematic technique uh, to help uh, end abortion and prevent hundreds, if not thousands, of abortions. That's what Operation Baby Landlord is in a nutshell. So, but anyway, I'll just pick a day. It's all good. I've got to set up a schedule, and I'm gonna try and get a little bit more organized in how I do these streams. And then this time next year, I don't think that we'll be having any more bats. We'll be 100% done with the sighting this summer. So oh, hi Toils in the field. Welcome. Um, so I don't think I'll be having many more bat situations. What a mess. What a mess. Anyway, I was expecting her to be back by now. And it's not snowing until tomorrow, and the roads were dry. I guess I'll have to go see. She would normally respond to a comment like, I have a bat in a box. She would have been up here in a heartbeat. Um, anyway, try to be around here about it in the extreme. Or look it up. So, Toils in the Field, this is D Live, and they only keep like 2 or 3 episodes, and I haven't uh, moved on to affiliate. I don't even understand all of the perks that might take place when I get affiliate. Um, but I believe that verified partner is 1,000, so we're almost halfway there. Um, so anyway, please do love the Lord your God, creator of the universe, maker of all things, with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Nothing made God. If it had, it would have been creator. There's only one creator. Love him. Love him with your whole heart and all the other parts of you. I'm going to go dill with this bat. I don't plan on harming him, for the record. Okay. I am not Ozzy Osbourne. They are a pretty cool animal. I now see that there's a delay. I need to remember and account for that delay. I forget about the delay. But anyway,